Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. We now turn our attention to the Spotlight segment, and we're talking about the ReVision fitness. And this is where Tyler's going to update us about what's going on with ReVision. And those of you that don't know what ReVision is, Tyler, let's start though a little bit with the history of ReVision, because it's been like 3 years since we last had you on here. I can't believe the time has flown by this much. But as always, we say, come back again. And I can't believe we haven't had you in 3 years. So this is the first time in 3 years. So give us a little update. Those that are not familiar with what ReVision is, talk about that. And now update us as to what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's more me. I'm tough to pin down sometimes. But yeah, 3 years ago, joined you all on this podcast and talked about the program, which had been launched not too long previously to that. But one of the things that was really neat about that podcast is recently we had just launched the iOS and Google versions, the Android versions of the program. So that was kind of the big news, and that was what was really exciting. And since then, we've made several updates, and I'm really excited to bring those out. But I guess a little backstory on what this is. So I'm a personal trainer by trade. I'm an elite athlete. I competed for the U.S. Paralympic team in the sport of goalball for 20-ish years, 22, 23 years. Actually just retired from the team a few months ago. So I am all done competing at that level. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. Traveled all over the world doing it, worked with some great coaches and great strength and conditioning specialists. And but my education is in fitness, specifically exercise science. So I went to Western Michigan University, got my bachelor's in exercise science, and became a personal trainer, a strength and conditioning coach. I got nationally certified in strength and conditioning. So spent a number of years working full-time as a master trainer for 24-Hour Fitness and a few other gyms. Just enjoying teaching people how to do fitness, right? And I think it was about 2018, so about 7 years ago now, that I had a moment of insight where I had known for a long time that I wanted to help people a little bit more in my community, in the blindness community, like connect with fitness. And I had a moment where I was interacting with a young single mother who had come into the gym that I was working at. And, she was really needing help with her fitness stuff, but just as a single mom couldn't afford a personal trainer and all of that. And so it really kickstarted this whole thing for me where I talked to my wife about it and, kind of came up with this idea and started piecing together this program and eventually came out with ReVision Fitness, which is live and thriving and growing to this day on the web, on iOS and on Android.
And the interesting thing is that you yourself, you're blind. And so this is what makes it interesting. The whole idea, though, is that ReVision is not just only for the blind, but it's for everyone. But the most important part, though, is that this is audio-based. And a lot has happened since then, Tyler. And get us caught up as to what's going on. You guys have moved. So family-wise, you moved the family home from Fort Wayne, Indiana to Michigan proper now. And ReVision is still going on. Any plans? Talk about events. I know you and I caught up a little bit a few days ago on email as to what's going on about some event that you have coming up. Talk to us about that event and how people could be part of that event.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I have a document. I have hundreds of them that are that are pages and pages long of all the things that I want to bring to the program. And as you mentioned, this program, ReVision Fitness, is like, it's just meant to be universally accessible, right? So I designed it in a way that, a lot of people who are sighted use it pretty regularly because, people don't really want to be looking at the screen while they're trying to do a workout, right? So it's all audio-based, text-based. It's made with accessibility, even for those who are hard of hearing. A lot of the text-based, being able to toggle off the music during a workout to be able to access the instruction a little bit better. So there's a lot of thought that went into that part of it. But yeah, so I've been adding material since we last talked. So since that time, we've added instructions to the program for yoga workouts, for example, for resistance band training. I've added a brand new section called the My Stats page, where a user can go onto the app and plug in some of their information, their age, their height, their weight, their goals. There's a few fitness tests you can do, a 1-minute squats and 1-minute push-ups, a YMCA submaximal test. And it'll kick back a bunch of cool information about, kind of where you are with your fitness, right? And give some recommendations based on that. So some really, really fun, useful tools that I've added to it. And the most recent thing that we're doing is I've built a what I've named the Starting Line to 5K running program. So what this program is, it's a build-up program. It's an interval running program that's 10 weeks long, that's designed to kind of take you from very little or no running experience, or if you're an experienced runner, you've just been out of the game for a little while, it kind of slowly builds up your stamina, getting a little more challenging each week, 3 runs a week for 10 weeks to build you all the way up to being able to do a full 5K run, 3.1 miles. And alongside that program, we've got, guides and other material that we've produced, and a few more things that are going to come out that'll support you through this kind of running journey, right? Like, there's so many people who I don't know how to run. I can't run. I'm not a runner. And to be fair, some of us are built a little bit better for it than others, but all of us are designed for it, right? Yeah. All of us are able to do that. And so I talk through a lot of adaptations for it and a lot of modifications. Whether you go out and jog on the trail, you get a guide, you are on a treadmill and elliptical, or you're just jogging in place in your living room, right? It's something that is pretty accessible for anybody.
So from the sounds of it, though, Tyler, this does not need any special equipment. In most of the time, people think, how am I going to afford to get, equipment needed and all of that? But from the sounds of it, this is something that one could do even if you don't have an equipment. And I was thinking as you were talking about the running, and I'm like, someone could be saying, yeah, gosh, I couldn't be running. I'm a blind person. I'm afraid of running and all of that. But I'm glad you explained it, though, that one could do the running in one of 3 different or maybe 4 different ways. You could do it on a treadmill if you have one, or if you like, you can do what we call running on the spot, and you could be,
absolutely,
you could be doing that as well. And so, or if you have someone like a partner that you run with, or you have a sighted person that you guys go out together and run together, people do that a lot. So we have other ways of running. So in other words, there's nothing here to stop one from doing this. If you really want to be part of the fitness and you want to stay fit, one could participate, since most of this could be virtual. You don't have to be out there. You're afraid of the sun, or you're afraid of the wind, or whatever the case may be. And if you live by a lake and you're afraid of falling into the lake, you don't have to go out, right? Tyler, Michigan has lots of lakes and all
lots
of that.
Of lakes in Michigan,
or afraid of the edge of the sidewalk. That's what I'm.
Yeah, sure. Rolling your ankle.
Yeah.
Listen, I 100% understand that. Yeah, and so totally valid. And so I have a fitness guide that I put together specifically for running, and it talks about how to keep yourself safe when running, the proper running technique, what should it look like, your step count, all kinds of things. There's a whole section on, hey, if you get a guide to run with you, kind of how can you do that? How does that work? How do you use a tether or a constant contact guide or different, high contrast sound source guide? So yeah, we lay all of that out to help kind of support the user in this. But like you said, Warren, you can just if you want to jog in place, you want to use a treadmill or an elliptical, or I even say in there, like, look, sit down on a bicycle or do a rowing machine, do it in a pool. That's fine, because really what it is, it comes down to, it's just an interval program. So it's all queued up. There's all preset timers for when you're supposed to kind of pick up your speed and do the running portion, and then when you slow down and walk. And for this program, there's even an option for a coaching track. So you go into, let's say, you open up ReVision Fitness, and you go into the fitness studio and scroll down and find the 10-week starting line to 5K program, and you open up week 1. So you've got day 1, 2, and 3 of week 1. You have the option to choose day 1 or day 1 with coaching. So day 1 is just the preset time. You can toggle the music on and off, just depending on what you got going on in the background. Or you can select the coaching track, and I actually do the run with you then. So I recorded myself going through this program and kind of coaching you through it and encouraging you through it. And there's a few moments where I wasn't sure I was going to make it, because I'm trying to talk and coach and run, and but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And my family and I actually will be doing this challenge live for 10 weeks starting September 1st. So that's the challenge I'm throwing out there. It's live on the app right now, and I'm offering to any user, any new user or pre-existing user, anybody with an expired account, if you signed up before and you just didn't quite maintain the access for whatever reason, that's totally fine. I'm offering to open up anybody's account through September 15th to join me for the first 2 weeks of this running program and check out some of the other materials that we've added over the last couple of years, and to see if it's something that will work well for them.
So in other words, if one hasn't been using this for quite a spell, and now they're just kind of deciding to come back, you're going to activate the account for them. It's going to be free for them to join,
Yes.
participate in this. And as you indicated, this challenge starting on September 1st
Yep.
here. And it doesn't matter if one joins or starts September 1st or maybe September 2nd, but at least it's open to join as late as September 15th, right?
Yes, exactly. And I will be posting in the app, in my Facebook group, just kind of updates on the run, and encouraging people to comment on there and kind of update the community with their runs and how they're doing. And so, yeah, making it kind of a community event through the app and through my Facebook group as well. So yeah, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be encouraging to kind of get people moving. And something I'd like to throw out there too, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, man, I want to go out and go for a run. I would love somebody to go with me, but I don't want to bother anybody with this. I mean, have to have somebody come out and guide me. Something to keep in mind is this kind of running program is extremely popular. I use this with my clients all the time. Some of my family have gone through it. It's been very successful with it. And people want to do this sort of thing. They have a desire to, and sometimes they just need a little extra boost. So you going to your neighbor or your friend or cousin or wherever and saying, I need somebody to guide me through this program. Will you come running with me? That might be the thing that they really need to get themselves moving as well. So, don't see yourself as a burden in that. See yourself as a coach or somebody supporting another person doing this fitness run, and get everybody moving together, get them healthy, because I think that's a great way to partner with somebody.
You know, the good thing though is that you're starting this challenge in the month of September. Sometimes we have that chill of an early fall. And so sometimes it's not that hot in September, to be honest. It's one of the favorite times of the year that I look forward to, in the fall, come out in the morning and crisp and nice feeling. The air is just nice and cold, and it's just
Absolutely.
a good time to either go on a run, like you indicated, or, whatever time it is, whether it's in the evening or whatever. So I think you've chosen the correct time, though, or time of year to start this in the fall. I mean, September, fall begins sometime in the month of September. So, yeah, guys, the good idea here is that you could invite a friend and, participate together. And I think that gives one other way of getting people to come along and be part of this great program. I'm glad you come on here, talk about it. And I'm thinking that we'll have a lot of people that would like to come and
I'm hoping so. And I'm excited about, it's funny because I have a whole slew of notes and documents and files and things that I've started or taken some ideas down for this program. This running program is something I started years ago and paused and kind of moved on to some different things, some more pressing things. And I finally came back to it a few months ago and said, I really want to finish this. I think this would be a great program. And so I dug into it pretty hard, and I really like the way that it came out. I'm looking forward to feedback on it and the experience that people have with it, because I'm super excited for it. And if you want your account opened up with ReVision Fitness, if you don't have an account, super easy. You can go to revisionfitnessapp.com or the App Store or Google Play and download ReVision Fitness. Super easy process to sign up. And what you can do once you're signed up, or if you already have an existing account, you can just send me an email through the app or find me on Facebook or anything like that and just say, hey, I want to join you for that challenge. Can you open up my account? I've had a few dozen people do that already, and I'm getting emails every day and messages every day for people who want to open up their account, check out some of the new features, and join us for the challenge. So super easy to do.
I have a couple of questions for you. The first being, I probably know the answer to this, but just want to clarify: can you join this from anywhere in the world? Is this available in any country that you get the Play Store in?
Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
Great.
Yep. As far as I know, it's available any country, anywhere. A lot of the units that I use are English units, so feet and miles and things like that. So if you're used to kilometers and other things like that, although this is a 5K run, but so a lot of it I use pounds and all. So if you're not used to that so much, my apologies. I do my best to try to bring all of those numbers out, but I think it's available pretty much everywhere and meant to be so.
Awesome. And also, is there a cost to this? Is it a subscription model? Is it free? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is a subscription model. So the cost, and I know because it's available everywhere, this isn't the exact price for every place, but I'll say, so within the United States, it's $5.99 a month or $59.99 for the year.
Okay.
And so it's,
that's reasonable.
Yeah, a couple of cups of coffee at Starbucks for the month, and it's
one cup these days.
Depending
on what size you get.
Yeah, right. And it's just that allows me to I'm working with my developers right now for the next round of updates. I've got some new features that I'm going to keep building in. I've got some cool stuff that I'm coming out with, making it easier for the users to access. So that subscription really just helps me keep the program going. It's a passion for me to make it accessible for people who are blind, and that was the dream of this program, to make it fully available for people who are blind. And Warren, as you mentioned too, I would say 90% of the material on the program you don't need any equipment for. I do have more now with like yoga and resistance bands. And, if you're going to do a running program, you should probably have a good pair of running shoes and that sort of thing. But in general, it's not expensive, far, far less expensive than a gym membership or, buying your own home equipment, that sort of thing.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much, Tyler. This has been great having you on here and talking about ReVision Fitness. I can't believe it's taken us 3 years for you to come back, but I guess part of it is because, you are busy running, all of that good stuff. But I'm glad, we're finally talking about it, and most especially that challenge that's coming up here. Tyler, how about you go ahead and tell people how to get hold of us? I know get hold of you rather. You've mentioned people could go to revisionfitnessapp.com, or you could also do it from within the app, whether you got it from Play Store, from Apple Store. And one could also find you on Facebook, right? So lots of different ways on how to contact you.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, again, you can go to the App Store or Google Play and just ReVision Fitness, ReVision. It's actually, the title is capital R, lowercase e, capital V. So ReVision is kind of a play on words, but ReVision Fitness. And once you download the app, in the More tab, there's a Contact Us button. It just sends an email directly to me. Happy to respond that way. You can also send an email to Tyler Merren, it's MERREN, at revisionfitnessapp.com. You can also go to revisionfitnessapp.com and sign up there. So it's a web platform, Android and Apple platform. It's all the same. Once you have an account established, you can also access the program through any either of those three platforms. Facebook, Tyler Merren. My Facebook group is ReVision Training with Tyler Merren, Fitness VIPs, very important persons. And we are an active group, lots of kind of resources shared on there, just not even just about my app or anything like that, but just general fitness stuff. And we'll be pretty active through the challenge on there. So yeah, reach out to me. Happy to answer just general questions, but hoping people will jump on and join the challenge.
Thank you so much, Tyler. It's great having you, and we hope to catch up with you again. Maybe you could join us on October 26th. It's going to be our fourth quarter listener session and developer session. So I'm sorry you are not with us. A couple of weeks ago, I didn't get hold of you for some reason. So I hope then you could give us an update on the program.
We're here now. That would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great.
October 26th. Put that on your calendar.
I'll do that.
It's going to be our fourth quarter of Open Listener Session for 2025, and we look forward to seeing you and interacting with our listeners and all of that great stuff.
It's always great being here with you, Warren and John. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah,
pleasure, my man.
It's good to meet you.